Thank you so much, Miller Man. Well, we start off with the most important news, and that is they're still battling over Lee Harvey Oswald's casket.
Who is?
You and who?
I'm not involved in this, sir. I'm just an unbiased reporter of the facts. For 18 years, the casket that held the body of the most notorious assassin Dallas has ever seen it went on the auction block. Do you remember this? They exhumed his body back in, when was it, 83, I think it was?
Like you don't know the exact date?
I really don't know when they exhumed him. Anyway, they exhumed him in 1981. I believe it was July 2nd of that year. And they were going to prove whether or not this is really Lee Harvey Oswald. Well, anyway, at the time, they placed him in a new casket, and the funeral home kept the old one.
Right.
Well, then they auctioned it off, and then Robert Oswald filed claim and tried to stop that, saying that, hey, look, I paid for that casket $300 for it in 1963. It's my property, I guess, if it's anybody's property, and I don't want it sold off. So that's going to go to trial next week.
Who would want to own that?
Him.
Not even Gordo would want to own that.
Gordon Keith.
Are you kidding me?
The casket?
Oh, he would absolutely want that.
Well, I'm right here. You could ask me instead of engaging in a radio debate.
Act like you're not here.
Wouldn't you buy that for $300, let's say?
$300? No.
Oh, you liar! You bought the bathtub for $600.
$10,000? Yes. No, I don't want that. That's.
What do you do with it?
That's way too creepy.
He would lay in it. Number one.
Oh
That's
my
true.
Gosh.
He would do other things in it that I can't speak of right now.
One of these days,
the wood into a
I'm
headboard.
going to file. What?
You just make it into like a bedroom suit, the wood of it, put a headboard and.
One of these days, I'm going to launch a huge, big-ass lawsuit against both of them.
Good. We'll countersue.
And Gloria Allred's going to represent me. So they're going to fight over it next week. So I'll be following that. That's will be one of the few trials that I'll be actually down at the courthouse for every day.
Robert Oswald should win that. He's right.
Wouldn't you guys like to get Robert Oswald on?
Sure.
Wasn't he the tallest man in the history of the earth?
No, that was, what was his name?
Robert
Waldo?
Yeah.
Wadlow. He was always wearing those round glasses and had the top hat and the cane.
Wasn't he 8'9"?
I think
Something
he
like
hit
that.
8'11 3/4.
Damn.
So, you know what? These principles in the assassination, of course, are dying out. And Robert Oswald's getting old. He lives in Wichita Falls. Big ticket fan. And Marina Oswald, she lives in Rockwall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
she doesn't want to talk, though.
We send emails every once in a while. And I believe Rachel, or maybe it's June. I think June lives in Bedford.
Those are their kids?
Yeah. And, I talk to her sometimes on OkCupid. But back to the casket issue. Shouldn't that thing just be destroyed? I mean, I'm usually not one for...
That's probably what Robert would do with it.
Destroying historical things, but something that's that kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody needs that.
Nobody needs that. Bathtubs, they should be preserved because you can reuse those when you're doing renovations.
Doing cannonballs in the summertime.
Giorgio, I want to get your take on this because you live out in the sticks.
Yep.
Well, one of the school districts out in the sticks, Argyle, is that the way you pronounce it? Argyle?
It's Argyle.
Argyle Independent School District. Did you see where their board of trustees formally adopted the policy that employees can carry guns on campus?
Yes, I did. And it's very controversial. This is making national news.
It is. And
it's a big story, and I'm not really sure.
We need to get your take on it.
I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I mean, there's part of me that thinks that it's a good idea to have some on campus that are armed that could stop somebody. But then, I don't know, are you Are you tempting fate a little bit by not only doing that, but then promoting the fact that you're doing that? I don't know.
But isn't
really
that
how
what
I
you
feel
want,
about it.
to promote that in order to serve as a deterrent?
I don't know if that will serve. I don't know if that will serve as a deterrent as much as it. You know, if you're wacky enough to do something like that, you may see that as a challenge. So I mean, God forbid someone does, but it's a crazy world we live in, and I don't know how I really feel about it.
But in all the studies and the examinations, the forensics that they do on these school shootings, they always find that most of these school shooters commit suicide as soon as they hear the sirens or as soon as they realize that there's about to be official action taken
right,
against them.
And they go places where they don't think they will encounter any sort of fire.
Uh-huh.
So from that standpoint, maybe it is a good idea. It's kind of a short-circuiting policy, though.
It is, to think that students and that teachers can be packing. Now the thing is, no one knows which
right, and
teachers.
It's not going to be every teacher or anything like that. So,
but isn't it obvious which teachers are going to be packing?
Yeah, you can tell the ones that can handle a gun.
You're going to be, and I hope this isn't sexist of me, but don't you suspect that it will be male teachers, predominantly male teachers, that will be carrying these things?
I would think so.
Even though
but I know a lot of
female
gals.
teachers
I know a lot of gals in town that can ride a horse and shoot a gun.
Okay, first of all, don't call them gals. And ride a horse. What the? Are you okay?
Yeah.
You still have.
I still have
lung yacht.
Yeah.
Somebody said yesterday that your laugh sounds like Doyle King's laugh, like you've been smoking for 50 years.
Have
you been doing Dennis Rodman type stuff to
Really?
keep your lungs permanently engorged with fluids?
Nope. Been living clean, brother.
What would you think, Junior?
I don't really care.
Okay, we'll move to the next story.
He's out on it.
And he's out on that. Now, they will do mental screenings on these teachers. So you don't have to do the mental screening to be a teacher, only to be a teacher that carries a gun.
Right.
Right. Okay. If you want to attract a woman, what kind of vehicle should you drive?
Pickup.
That's your guess, is a pickup?
Yep.
That's a good one. Does it differ?
Jer, did you just say Schwinn?
Yes.
I think you're a little off base.
Does it differ depending on the part of the country? Like in Uptown, I think most guys would respond a Hummer.
Well, they want that, yeah, but what kind of vehicle?
That's what they would drive.
Oh.
So I'm gonna answer generically. Is it some sort of fancy sports car?
Well, this is according to insurance.com, and I believe this was a nationwide survey, so it's not specific to region.
Okay.
And they said that according to their survey, women say
Mercedes
that attractive men are in black Ford pickup trucks.
George was right.
Yes. They found that 32% of women said that attractive men drive pickup trucks. The second category was sports cars, with 27%.
Generic. Then
SUVs, then sedans. Not coupes? Sedans?
No.
Okay, that was ridiculous. And then hybrid or electric vehicles, 9%.
Yeah, it's hard to be manly in an electric car.
And I've always wondered that, for our progressive female listeners out there, not progressive insurance, but progressive in political persuasion. Women say, no, I'm attracted to a guy who cares about the environment. Are you really attracted to a guy who's kind of zipping around in a Prius?
No.
Yeah, I know. I just can't see that either. Yeah, you like him to be environmentally conscious and everything, but you just don't like a completely effeminate man who's like maggot white, never seen the sun, and just stays indoors on his MacBook listening to Terry Gross podcasts.
Gordon Keith.
I do not drive a hybrid, sir. I drive something that gets 10 miles to the gallon.
That's as it should be. Every man should drive something that gets very poor gas mileage.
I don't know if that's the case. And black was the color that women prefer.
No surprise there.
Why no surprise there? I guess I could look at Craig's browser history and have determined that women seem to like black things. And okay, so men also responded to this survey. What kind of vehicle, what color and kind of vehicle did men say most attractive women
Pickup
would
trucks.
drive?
Boy, that's a good one, too. I'm going to say some sort of convertible.
They said that women
Segway.
should drive. What's that?
Segway, he said.
Chair?
Jerry, those are two very poor guesses.
Yes, your radio skills leave something to be desired. Women like guys in black pickup trucks. Men like girls in red BMWs.
Okay.
Totally.
Red sports cars. 39% of guys identified the sports car. Then sedans came in second. Then SUVs. Then pickup trucks at 10%. Then hybrids at 6%. And the end of the list, minivans.
Yes.
Which I'm not so sure about that.
Yes, you are.
I think that I am a supporter of the hot, underrated minivan mommy.
Gross.
What? What's gross about that?
No,
Oh,
she's
by the way,
fine. It's
I
your
should have
being
completed
gross.
the list on attractive vehicles that women find that men drive.
Yeah, what was in last place?
Okay, so I ended what I ended with
The
hybrids.
minivan also for women?
Hybrids at 9%. Then UPS trucks. I thought men they were attracted to the guys.
They like men in
brown.
uniform.
Then minivans. Guy that drives a minivan is at 2%. And coming in last place, and I can't believe this, mail trucks.
Oh,
That's what
come
they
on.
have to drive.
That's
doesn't-
unfair.
Yeah.
It's the guy's job.
Yeah, he may drive a pickup truck after he drives around the mail.
Now, as a man who is a male, I was always fascinated by
Barely.
the mail truck.
All right,
I
birthdays?
always wanted one of those. Birthdays today. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I just lost
right?
all of my stories.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
Your
this
mother
is
and her stories.
This is a disaster.
Uh-oh. Oh,
You're
gosh,
right
Gordon,
there,
you okay?
George. You're right.
Oh, you all right, Gordon?
In the Pro Bowl yesterday. By the way, Justin Bieber arrested again.
Again?
Yeah, up there in Toronto, he had to appear in court over some incident that happened back at the end of December,
Oh.
in which he may have punched a limo driver.
Whoops.
Birthdays today. The great actor Gene Hackman is 84 years of age.
He is great.
Love him.
You know, he retired
Yeah,
Gene
after they
Hackman.
won the title, he retired.
from the business. Vanessa Redgrave is 77. Country singer Norma Jean is 76. Goodbye to her.
Mm-hmm.
Marty Balin of Jefferson Airplane / Jefferson Starship is 72. He's not the guy that's saying we built this city, is he?
I hope not.
I hope so.
Phil Collins is 63.
Underrated.
You know what he is, don't you?
He's an easy lover.
Well, I was looking more for an Alamo aficionado and collector of memorabilia there. Charles S. Dutton, 63. Brett Butler, the comedian, 57. Christian Bale, the actor, is 40. And Jake Thomas, the actor, is 24. You're up to date on everything. That
All right, thank you. That
I'm not
is
finished talking.
Muse
That
in the
is
news.
being
It's 7:33 on the
talked about by
ticket. Coming
just
up
about
next,
everyone.
Ticket Luck and my personal Sophie's Choice.